Number 2 confused me so much when I heard the full saying, but number 5 is the most quintessential Aussie phrase. It is a lifestyle here in Australia. It is a mindset. It is a way of thinking. I love, it's ridiculous, it's silly, it's funny. I don't understand the origin of it at all. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kaitlyn and I'm an American writer living in beautiful Sydney, Australia. And after living here for a little over 2 years, there are some Aussie slang phrases that I absolutely love. Some I catch myself saying all the time now, and some that when I hear Aussie say it, it just makes me smile. So if you want to see what some of my favorite Aussie slang phrases are, grab a bicky, grab a cuppa, and let's get right into this video. Number 1 is having a whinge. I know this is also said in the UK, it's not just an Aussie thing, but having a whinge is a really funny way of hearing somebody talking about somebody else complaining. If somebody's having a whinge, they're just complaining, and if somebody is whinging, they're complaining. I typically hear somebody say that somebody's whinging more than having a whinge, but if somebody says that you're whinging, tone it back a little bit. You're probably complaining a bit too much. Number 2 confused me so much when I heard the full saying, but flat out, like a lizard drinking. So it's really common for Aussies to say that they're flat out, which means that they're really busy. Let me tell you, I hear this one all the time at work, but it was only at the pub when I heard somebody say the full phrase and I did not understand what the heck they were talking about. So the full phrase is flat out like a lizard drinking, which when you think about a lizard drinking, it seems very slow paced and kind of the opposite of being busy. But it is Australian, so I guess that is kind of the point, because sometimes, yeah, nah, yeah, you hear some opposites kind of happening here in Australia when it comes to slang words. And flat out like a lizard drinking is just one of those weird ones that I absolutely love, but to this day still confuses me a bit. If anybody knows the origin of that, let me know down below, because I could not find it on Google when I was putting this list together. All I've heard is that it's pretty much the opposite of what you actually mean. Number 3, I love, it's ridiculous, it's silly, it's funny, I don't understand the origin of it at all, because again, couldn't find the origin of these meanings on Google, but it is carrying on like a pork chop, which kind of means that somebody is being overly dramatic. They're being over the top, they're carrying on, not quite throwing a tantrum like a little kid would, but they're being way extra, way over the top, way over dramatic. They're carrying on like a pork chop. And it's always in the negative. If somebody says that, it's not a compliment. Number 4 is it's chockers. Sometimes I'll hear people say it's chock-a-block, but like it's chockers, it seems to be a lot more common than hearing chock-a-block. And it basically just means it's full. If you've gone grocery shopping, maybe at some place that isn't Kohl's or Woolies right now, and you've come back with a huge haul of food and you fill up your fridge is chockers. Some people say chock-a-block, but it's become a lot more common to shorten that, as Aussies tend to do, and just say chockers now because people know what that means. Number 5 is the most quintessential Aussie phrase. It is a lifestyle here in Australia. It is a mindset. It is a way of thinking. She'll be right. I'm probably not saying that correctly because the way you're supposed to say it, it's supposed to come out as like one word, should be right. And Mark makes fun of me whenever I say stuff and it still comes across as super American after living here for 2 years. But she'll be right is basically this attitude of no matter how bad things are, no matter what's happening in life, things will work out, it'll be all right, she'll be right. Basically, don't sweat the small things, don't stress the small things, don't even stress the big things, really. At the end of the day, she'll be right. Number 6 just sounds funny, and it's you've got Buckley's, which basically means you have no chance. I've heard some people say you've got Buckley's chance, but for the most part they don't say the chance part, it's just you've got Buckley's. So yeah, you think you're gonna win the lotto? You've got Buckley's. Think she's gonna say yes if you ask her out? You've got Buckley's. Think you're gonna buy a house in Sydney for under $1 million? You've got Buckley's. You've got no chance. Number 7 is Macca's run. Before I knew what Macca's was, I've heard that saying and had absolutely no idea what in the world people were talking about. Macca's is McDonald's, so it literally means McDonald's run, running to McDonald's, going to McDonald's to get food. McDonald's was probably the most popular fast food place in Australia for the longest time. It's also the most popular fast food place in America. Actually, globally, I think it's like the most popular fast food place. And Aussies love to shorten everything, so here McDonald's is called Macca's. If somebody's going on a Macca's run and they ask you what you want, they want to know if you want anything from McDonald's. Even in the States, me and my friends used to do McDonald's runs all the time, especially in college, or uni as they would say here, even though the place I went to was Chestnut Hill College. Because there was a difference between college and uni in the States. That could be an entirely separate video. But yeah, one on Macca's runs in the States and here in Australia, though I never would have called them Macca's runs when I was in the States. So number 8, again, I cannot find the origin of some of these, but this is mad as a cut snake. It means someone's kind of crazy, insane, a little over the top. Somebody says you're mad as a cut snake, that is not a compliment. That is not, no, I know I have to censor this for YouTube, but it's not like if somebody says you're a mad C word where that's actually kind of a compliment. No, that is not the case here. If you're mad as a cut snake, you've got a few screws loose, you're kind of insane. Number 9, this one, maybe I should censor, but I'm not going to. This one is, we're not here to fuck spiders. And this one, Aussies love for some reason. Americans, I've tried to explain it to them, goes over their head the first couple times Mark tried to explain it, went over my head. Basically means we are not here to waste time. It was basically a very old school way of saying we're not here to waste time. This probably isn't something you're going to hear in some like posher offices in the CBDs around here. I can never imagine one of my bosses saying this in a professional corporate setting. But if you're having drinks with somebody at the pub or something and they're talking about work, I wouldn't be too surprised if this kind of slips in, particularly with like blue collar workers. You're going to hear that phrase a little bit more often than you would in white or gray collar work. But one of my favorite Aussie sayings, it's so funny, it's so ridiculous, and if you say it to somebody who's never heard it before, the look on their face is priceless. Number 10, this one's hilarious. I absolutely love it, and I'm going to end up finding some way to use it in a book at some point, and that is fuck me dead. It's just a way of showing surprise. It just means that you're shocked about something. But in the States, I've heard people say fuck me all the time in multiple different ways in multiple different contexts, not to get into that too much. But here in Australia, if somebody says fuck me dead, that just means that they're surprised, they're shocked, they were not expecting you to say something, they were not expecting something to happen. One of my favorite sayings, because again, if you just think about the meaning of the words, it sounds absolutely ridiculous. But when you hear Aussie say it, it is just so damn funny. It's so quintessential old school, like Aka, bogan Aussie, and it's so funny to hear. Again, something you would probably never hear in the corporate world if you came over here, but talk to a few blue collar workers, especially after they've had a few drinks at the pub, and yeah, at least one of them is going to end up saying it at some point to somebody's story. So that is it for this list, guys. 10 of my favorite Aussie sayings since moving over here to Australia. I know there are so many Aussies love their slang words, they love their sayings. Let me know your favorite one in the comment down below. And if you guys like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do. I cannot tell you how much it helps me out on the algorithm and how much it boosts this channel. I'd love to get this channel up to 12,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I would really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in my next one.